Hello everybody, what is up? Cobra here. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a tutorial for you guys, just a little customization units tutorial that some of you have been asking in the past, so I decided to throw together a little video here just since I was in the process of doing what I was doing. So basically what we're going to be going into is how to put flags on stuff like capital ships, and I guess you could do any ship you wanted, but I really like them on capital ships. And here you can see one of my Dunkirk class battleships with a or not Dunkirk, this is a Richelieu, but you can see you've got this metal flagpole, and of course you can then attach flags. So for instance here we have a Soviet naval flag, and with a little bit of glue that would be able to just slip on there and you'd have a flag on your ship. So yeah, basically you guys may be able to recognize some of the units that I have here spread out, some of the painted units that I've showcased in my videos and stuff. And so we're just going to be going into how to flag up your carriers and battleships. So basically, first thing you're going to want is, of course, your ships. Best thing to do is, if you're putting it on out-of-box pieces, you can just start right there. If you're going to be painting your units, I found it best to paint them and then do this before you go and clear coat them. So right now these have no clear coat on them. And what that does is once you put that flag on, because I'm just using paper, which you probably would be doing too, once you glue that paper on and everything and then you clear coat it all, not only does it clear coat the ship, but it clear coats that paper and makes everything last a lot longer. So basically the first thing that you're going to want to do is take your ship or whatever unit you're getting, and so let's just zoom in a bit. And so next up you're going to want some supplies. So here we have a lighter. This is a barbecue lighter. This is what I've found to be the best piece of equipment for heating up your sewing needles, which is the next thing you're going to want. These are some pretty small, thin sewing needles. Let's see. They are size 7, and the good thing about them is that you get sewing needles in large quantity packs like this one here, and you only need like half of one of these for the height. I guess you could have a really tall flag stand, but what I've found is that you don't need that much to have a nice looking tall-ish flag stand that you can pick out easily. So another thing you're going to want is something to hold your sewing needle as you heat it up, because it's metal, it's going to get hot once it's heated. And also, now I have something that works both ways, but you're going to want something that, like a wire cutter. So this here is a wire snipper, and I can use it to not only hold the metal while I heat it up, but I can also snip it to size once it's attached to the ship. Next thing you want to do for all of your ships is make sure you know exactly where you want to place it. So you can see here, you'd look around for some spots that would be good. Like, first thing I would say would be like somewhere on the back or somewhere in the middle. You can see for the Richelieu battleships, I've chosen that little flat spot in the center. So yeah, let's get to how we are going to do this. So once you have that flat spot down, basically going to grab the sewing needle like so. So you can see I've got it there, and then you're going to want to heat it up. And hopefully you'll have a lighter that has a bit more power than this one. You probably can't even see the flame that well, but it is indeed heating it up. And you're going to want your needles to be pretty hot. You're almost going to want them glowing almost white, like right now. And you just kind of press that slowly into the ship. Let it sit for a few seconds. You should just be able to lift the ship up like that. That means it's set well. You can drop it down. And literally as simple as that. Hold on a second. Let me just flatten that out. There you go. So there you can see we've got, simple as that, the flagpole in the ship. Now, one thing you do want to watch out for is pressing a little too hard. So you can see that little bump there. That's where the needle, you can see it pokes out just a little bit out the bottom. Best way to combat that is either don't press too hard to make it go through like that. Have a really hard flat surface that you can press while the needle is still hot. Press it back up to be flush with the ship so that it is, you know, not sticking out. And then another way is to get some pretty fine sandpaper and sand that down, because hopefully, usually it's only a little nub and it should just be able to get gotten rid of. Good thing about this ship though is that I don't know if you can tell, but you can see it doesn't sit exactly flat. You can see it's got that little bit of an arc to it, just because this mold probably bent a bit. But that means that that little nub on the bottom isn't scraping on the ground when I move it around. Once you've got that, best thing to do is, if you want them cut to size, you can kind of eyeball it. Make sure you hold on to that other side of the needle so that it doesn't just fly away. So, and then, like I was saying, save that for later because I can now use that on the next ship. But yeah, now we have a ship with a flagpole. And just getting into the flags, it's really as simple as getting a flag. And you know, they're really easy to make. If you just go on like a Word or Google Docs document, find a image of the flag you desire online, and then just print it on a piece of paper back to back like this. So, you know, use the measurements on, you know, Word document to basically size out your flags. And actually, Siredblood, another Axis and Allies YouTuber, made a video like this, and he has a really nice document that you can print out a lot of flags on. But there's some little additions that I needed to get made up by myself. So here we've got the Soviet Naval Jack, and basically the best way to do it is once you've got that size down, you print them side to side. You can simply fold them over like that. And what I found was the best glue to use is actually wood glue, because when you're using paper, more viscous glues like super glue can kind of ruin the ink on the paper. It'll kind of make it look all bleeded and gross. But once you put a little dab of wood glue on this, or whatever glue you decide, whatever glue you trust with paper, basically you're just going to want to take it, and what I've found is kind of hold it like that, and then you can basically just kind of slip your ship in. When there's glue on it, it'll kind of have a little better of a stay, and then you just simply press it down like so. You can hold it there for a few seconds, wait for the glue to set up, and then you can always, wherever the flag ends up sitting, if you get it just right, you shouldn't have to worry about it. But if not, you can always snip the top of the flights, or the pole, just to get it to be sitting a little more flush. But yeah, like I said, this was going to be a short video and just a little quick showcase of how to put flagpoles in all your ships. And you can see I've got quite a few done, but a decent amount to go. These 3D printed ships, I definitely have to say, they hold up a little bit better to the heat. So I definitely have to, basically, for these kind of ships, if you have 3D printed ships, like these resin ones, you're probably going to need to have make sure that your sewing needle is heated up really sufficiently, so like white hot metal, just to get that straight through and secured. But overall, I mean, quick little video. I'm sure it's kind of self-explanatory, but you know, it's here if you needed any help. And I hope to see you guys again. I really hope to have a game sometime in the future, but we'll have to see about that. So yeah, comment down below on any other customizations that you might want to see in the future, any tutorials that you might want to see, or other little showcases of painted units and stuff that you haven't seen before. But other than that, I hope to see you guys again, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Cobra, out.